Okay, a lot of football news to cover today. We're going to start with Craig Bellamy being appointed the new Wales manager on a 4-year deal by the Welsh FA. Very controversial appointment, if I don't say so myself. He was controversial as a player. He's been controversial as an assistant coach and as a junior coach. There's no doubt on that. Obviously, what happened at Cardiff, what happened with him as a player, many off-field indiscretions. There's one thing he won't be lacking, and that is passion and energy. Now, Rob Page obviously had a lot more managerial experience than Craig Bellamy. He did manage to get, Wales to their first World Cup since the, was it 1958, 1962 or something? So he got Wales back to the World Cup for the first time in several generations. He also coached them at the Euros as well. But they fell short in qualification this time round, missing out via the playoffs to Poland on a penalty shootout in a very, very disappointing performance. Also, during the last qualification cycle, an international cycle since the last World Cup, there's been some bad defeats in there and some poor performances. Now, as I say, they did sort of turn around their qualification campaign, had to go via the playoffs. They got through the first playoff round, didn't get through the second playoff round, and fell short. The Welsh FA have decided, obviously, to move in a different direction. Rob Page is out the door, which is a shame because I think he had done a very, very good job with very limited resources. And considering their best players have either retired or are on their last legs, and they have a very, very young setup at the moment, Craig Bellamy may be suited to the younger players simply because of his youth coaching experience and the fact he has been an assistant manager working with a lot of different players, those on coming through youth ranks. Now, yes, Craig Bellamy, very controversial. Was controversial as a player, controversial as an assistant. He has had his issues, disciplinary issues. Also, the 4-year deal, could that come back to bite the Welsh FA, or is this a piece of genius? Now, the Welsh FA doesn't have the money that England or even Scotland have in regards to attracting higher quality coaches. That's something that is holding Welsh football back a little bit. Also, their lack of top flight clubs. The 4 biggest Welsh clubs got 1 in League 2, 1 in League 1, 2 in the Championship. None are currently in the Premier League. That's been the case for some time now. So, while there are some good Welsh players playing professionally in England and Wales, they're not at the Gareth Bale, Joe Allen, and Aaron Ramsey level, which is a problem. Now, there are some good young players coming through. Now, can Craig Bellamy really give them a good run? Can he impose his energy and his style of football on this team? Will they buy in? A lot of unknowns. It is a high-risk appointment, but looking on social media, a lot of fans are divided. Will he see out his 4-year contract? Will he get them to the next World Cup? Will they have a better qualifying campaign? There's a lot of unanswered questions, and there's a lot of what-ifs and unknowns, but this is a high-risk appointment. And it could go really, really well. It could be an inspired appointment by the Welsh FA, or it could be a disaster. And again, there's always that media circus around ex-players who played at the top level, been very successful, transitioning into management, and some of them struggling. We've seen it with Lampard, we've seen it with Gerrard, Rooney to a certain, we've seen it with some big-name players who played in the Premier League, struggled to transition into management, and others have done really, really well. So we'll see. It could be a Gary Speed or a Chris Coleman really competent appointment. He could be a Rob Page, and under the radar appointment who actually does really well and overachieves, or this could be a John Toshack kind of disastrous spell. We'll just have to wait and see how things play out. But there we go. Craig Bellamy appointed Wales manager on a 4-year deal. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the appointment in the comments section below, but we've got a much, much bigger video to do. The financial crisis in French football. That's going to be a much more interesting video, I think, and there's a lot to unpick with what's happening in French football. One of the so-called Big 5 leagues, which, if you look at it, French football's in utter carnage right now. It's in chaos. 8 clubs could be basically bankrupt before the start of next season in late August, beginning of September. So there's a lot to unpick there. But for me for now, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the Craig Bellamy appointment in the comments section below. And I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.